All right, how's everybody doing tonight? This is Parallax of the Black Pants Legion, and I will be joined momentarily by Bulk Zerker. So, how's everybody doing tonight? We're going to be going through a few things right here at the start. I wanted to give you all an idea of what shit looked like, what my level of skill is. I am not here to tell you that I'm especially good at this. I'm here to tell you I feel good enough to do it in front of other people. So, to start us off, I'm going to go ahead and show off a few things, like I said, and then we'll get into the. Oh, but my mic up a touch. I can do that! Mic. Hey, Bulk's back. Hey, Bulk.
Hey, buddy.
Guys, this is Bulk Zerker of the Black Pants Legion. Ask him about what he does too, because he is not about to tell you about it himself unless you do.
hmm I mean, this is your stream, man.
It
I don't, I
is.
don't, uh, I don't whore myself off.
You, hey, you're helping me out, and I appreciate it. So you are entirely more than welcome to do a little bit of self promotion.
I'm sure people already know about Farm Sim Fridays, which will be tomorrow, about 9 Central.
9 Central, and that's going to be. You have a co-host for that?
Um, so far it's been like Hosfei, Hazelwood,
And
Zaiku, Aki.
now, are you playing Farm Simulator 22?
hmm
Now I have to ask because I remember whenever the reveals came for I think it was either 18 or 19, and the German audience got so excited over the release of the John Deeres. Are the John Deeres still in Farm Simulator, or was that a
Oh yeah.
one-year deal? Okay, good, because I still remember I still remember watching that reveal video where very German people say, "Oh mein Gott, John Deere," is the
Oh
funniest damn thing I heard all month.
yeah.
Oh, so Bulk, as I was telling people out here, I'm going to go ahead and show them some of the pieces that I have worked on, if not necessarily lately, pieces I'm fairly happy with. So, and I agree with you, John Deere lately is full of crap because of their, I guess you can put DRM on a tractor these days. Anyway,
Been in there for a while.
yeah, bullshit gonna bullshit. Okay, let's go through some menus. What do you say? Shall we start with some Battletech or some Star Wars or, I've got some Metroid stuff here. Oh, no, no. Clearly I know where to start. Let's start here with everyone's favorite Battletech lore master. We have one, Mr. Tex. And I know that's not coming through great. Let's see if I can get it to focus a little better.
Be there, folks.
There we go. Howdy there, folks. This is Tex of the Black Pants Legion here to tell you about eventually the Warhammer. And of course, and I'm not going to go through the whole list. Back when I don't even remember which video it was, they had a nice piece of art that Lou put together that had everybody that worked on the video. So I made minis of all of them because, Hero Forge is fun, and when you have a subscription, it's cheap. So here we have Mike and Mr. Nick. Not Mr. Nick, Mr. Goat. What am I even
That's goat.
saying? That's Goat. That's Goat. It's left-handed Goat. By the way, Goat is not left-handed, but his mini is. Okay. Well, like I said, I'd start there. Y'all need to see some Battletech. Of course you need to be. This is the Black Pants Legion stream. So let's start with some Battletech. I got a whole bunch here. Let's say. Well, we'll start with some actual Catalyst minis here. Who doesn't love a good Shadowhawk and a good Orion, right?
Mm, the
Because
Pocket Atlas.
the Pocket Atlas and, their youngest brother that frankly they keep locked in the basement because I've been thinking about this. The Shadow Cat, the Shadow Hawk, the Orion and the Atlas are all kind of the same mech at different weight classes and it just doesn't work in a medium. Like they're all some lasers, an AC, an autocannon of the appropriate size for the class, and then there are SRMs and there are LRMs. And, for the Orion, it's great. And for the Atlas, it's great. And for the Shadowhawk, It's
No,
certainly there.
for the Shadowhawk, it needs like an XL engine to even blink into.
When you have a medium mech that you have to wait for the Jihad era for it to feel good, it's probably not a great mech. Because everything's great by the Jihad.
Well, that or you take the jump jets out.
Well, you take the jump jets out of everything if you're me. Even in Mech Warrior 5, I don't play with jump jets. Here we have a Crusader, and I'd like to think that someone in the audience can pick up on what I was doing here because, frankly, there's just too much going on here that's Evangelion Unit 1 to not be on purpose. It's got the horn, it's got the things over its back, and I guess whenever you paint it purple and green, it really does come through. But I
Yeah.
liked it.
Get in the mech, Shinji.
God damn it, Shinji. If you don't go fight those Capellans, then, well, frankly, I don't know what I'll do, but it's not going to be a good time. And let's pick. Oh, we'll pick two more here. I think I've got two more battle mechs right in front of me. Uh, oh, we'll go ahead and go with. I'm sure if any of you were paying attention to the intro, you've got the. You noticed the Merrick Eagle there on the banner, so you got to have some Merrick Militia in there, right? Now these are not Catalyst models. I don't know if anyone's going to pick up on that. These are printed models. Catalyst has been really chill about printed models, and I'm thrilled about that because if you want to play with these, I think I've even heard that in some tournament cases they're okay with it. I'm not going to swear to that, but you're talking about a game where you've already got the option to play with paper silhouettes, so I don't think 3D printing is too much of a problem for them.
Yep.
But that's a Thunderbolt, and that's the Shadowhawk from MechWarrior Online to MechWarrior 5. Although I have done some modification to it because, frankly, if I didn't, then the AC5 barrel on it is just sad and tiny and breaks every time I look at it. So I've thickened out that barrel and put a muzzle device on it, and I feel a lot better about it. And I don't know how much of that's going to come through, but you can probably see a little bit how the end is thicker than the barrel there.
You kind of got a Lehman Russ look going for it.
Hey, I'm perfectly okay with that as long as I can take the visual cues that I like from GW. I'm going to. Oh, and back to one more Catalyst mech that I have here that I was getting some comments on the other day because I had it in the intro. That is a Marauder 2. Come on, focus on it. You did it for a second. It's a Knights of the Inner Sphere Marauder 2. And might come on, focus a little bit. There, oh, for a second you had it. Come on, do the thing, camera. Not gonna do it for me today? I feel like you can get the general idea of what I've got here, but the detail is just not quite coming through. I might pull up a picture of it a little bit later. But, you know, that's not the only thing that I do. Obviously, I've done these Hero Forge minis. There's always room for some Star Wars in here. Star Wars takes some very simple, especially when you're looking at ships, it takes some very, very simple painting techniques very well. Some dry brushing always goes well over all the greeblies and shit that are on them. And, and this is I got two more I'll show off, and then we'll get into things. Okay. Now, we're all nerds of a certain age in here, I'm pretty sure. So whenever I pull up a fucking Nightmare Clown, some of you are going to recognize fucking Nightmare Clown. I have no doubt. I know both. Yeah, the stream.
I was gonna say once
Once the
stream
stream catches up, it's always nice to have a good Kefka Palazzo around to, you know, haunt your nightmares.
What?
I was pretty happy with how he turned out. The cape could have turned out a little better, but overall he's pretty good. I'm going to be sending him to a friend of mine a little bit later. And one last model here before we move on, because Sometimes you get to show off what you do with an airbrush and then go over with wash and wash and wash and wash and wash. But sometimes you make big shit, right? And sometimes you get to make big shit that doesn't actually relate to a game, and it's still fun. And,
Oh, nice.
yeah. A nice horrifying mother brain for everybody out there that remembers Super Metroid. Complete with drool. And, she's nice and nightmarish and, frankly, a little bit nurgly.
Okay, show your age. Who here remembers the cartoon?
Oh, Captain N the Game Master.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, like I said, I wanted to go ahead and show you, this is about where I am. This is a piece I did a while ago. I'm just going to show him off because he's big, and frankly, I'm still happy with him. Even if his paint job isn't incredible, he's a big locust. You'll see him in a little bit, I'm sure. But, big,
Yep.
a little bit bigger than what Catalyst has been calling their museum scale stuff. I'd say he's 3.5 inches tall. And he is in Stuart Dragoon's color, because we got to stick with the Merrick ideas here. Got to stick with the Merrick stuff. But, Cake Boss, I'm not in love with the Locust, but I could print it at the time on my first printer, and it would turn out, so I made it. And at some point, I'll make another one that size that's, a better mech.
300-ton variant of the Locust. All right.
Yeah, those aren't machine guns. Those are AC-10s. AC-20s.
No, they're rotary AC-20s.
Yes, it shakes the arms right off of the Locust every time it spins up.
Yep.
Now, I wanted to give everybody a choice here. I've got some stuff here that I could paint, but I wanted to see what y'all thought. Now, I've got a number of things here that are ready to go. That is a Vapor Eagle. That is a Wolfhound. Let's see, I've got an Atlas. I've got a clan mech that I'm pretty sure, I can never remember the difference between the Warhawk and the Stormcrow, but I think this is a Warhawk. I think it's a Ryokan. I wouldn't swear to that. And let's see, I had
Yeah, that looks like a Warhawk.
And I have a king crab. A big fuck all king crab. Everybody loves a king crab. But then I've also got an assortment of other things here where I got some Catalyst stuff I got in a blind box, and frankly, I don't remember what this is. I know it's a clan mech, but what clan mech is a mystery. And I've Xenothon primed all of these things, so some of that's gonna get washed out, but that's it. And then I've got, like I said, I made up this model for the Shadowhawk. I have a number of these Shadowhawks I could go through. If anyone was so interested, I can do that. But I wanted to give people some options here, and I can absolutely paint more than one of these things at a time because, there's going to be some drying involved in all this and whatnot. But I wanted to see what chat want. It could be a Mercury Darksteel. It could be a Mercury. Okay, Shadowhawk or an Atlas in BPL colors. What in the hell are BPL colors, Bulk?
Yep. Cake Boss wants the Shadowhawk. Somebody else is wanting the Atlas. Lord wants King Crab.
Okay, I'm seeing Super Chief wants a Char's Zaku on the Vaporhawk. I'm okay with that. I mean, that's going to be pink, but cool. Black,
We've
red.
got 2 votes for the King Crab, 2 votes for the Atlas.
Votes for the King Crab, 2 votes for the Atlas. I can do both of those at the same time if we want.
Yep.
I'll go ahead and set the Wolfhound aside. Oh, I forgot about you. I also have Budget Atlas here for anyone that's interested. Budget Atlas, that's an Akuma. He's already painted, sort of light, but I didn't bother to put a unit on him. But let's see. So not getting any votes for the Warhawk. Black, red, and yellow pistols saying. Let's get some notes down here, guys. Let's get some notes.
Oh, third one for the king crab.
King crab. Oh. House Curita forever. Well, nobody's perfect.
That is a brave man right there. Sparrow, you have the biggest balls out of everybody in the chat. I'm going to say it right now. Oh, third vote for Atlas is Scrombles.
Okay, we're going to have to work through what kind of colors we want for Scromble's Atlas. Okay, so the Atlas and the King Crab are absolutely running away with it right now. So I think those are the two we'll start with. Like
Everybody likes them 100-tonners.
Well, I'm absolutely. How could you not? If I hadn't already painted that Marauder too, we could go with it. But I did leave off one thing.
Man.
I do have another Orion here. I actually have another Catalyst Orion, and frankly, like I've also got like another big fuck all Orion here. That's like whenever that catches up, I want you to see he's a big boy. He's a big boy. I like Orions. So, for now, we'll start with Atlas and King Crab. That's a good place to start. Now, y'all guys were saying Scrombles for the Atlas and BPL colors for the King Crab. And I was getting a lot of black and red and yellow for the King Crab. Now, what kind of colors are we associating with Scrombles here?
Fatigue. Oh, Kai, dude. Sleep up, man.
Do your thing, Kai.
Do not neglect the sleep. You'll end up like me at work. That's a bad thing.
I'm with you. I am absolutely with you. Like me every night because I have kids that wake up at 5. They have
Pellions are only good for target practice. Wow, I'm liking you more and more, Sparrow.
Okay, we got black and yellow, or blue and yellow for Scrombles with some red spatter. I'm liking that. I'm liking that.
Vault Tech, bloody Vault Tech.
Excellent. We're gonna write. I don't know why I didn't put that together sooner, but you're right.
So somebody did put in Vault Tech colors.
Well, Scrombles is perfect for that. Red spatter.
Skin a Legion member.
Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and put that away. And I'll put that down. Okay. So we're going to go through and I'm going to pick some colors. And then I'm going to talk about them for a minute because everybody likes to talk about paint, right? I mean, like, if you're in here, I'm going to assume that you like to paint. And, I'm going to talk about paint, I'm going to talk about brushes, I'm going to talk about additives, because that's where I am in life. And that's kind of depressing, honestly. But that's where things are. Looking at my... Jesus, I think I really do have like $300 worth of paint over here. Man, choices.
Well, if that was Citadel paint, you have 4 pots.
Well, oh no, man! I've only got the 2 pots. They're contrast paints.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's grab some. Nope, not that. No, I am going to go ahead and I'm gonna throw some shade at Citadel Paints real quick because some of them are great. Some of them I haven't been able to get away from yet. I'm still working on that because Mephiston Red is begrudgingly amazing, and I can't escape it.
Isn't it a metallic?
No, it is. It is very base red. Like it is the red I think of when I think of red, and everything else is a little bit orange for my taste. And Mephiston is just like red. And I can't find another red paint I like quite that well. Even going through, like I've got a lot of Pro Acryl stuff over here. I found yellows I like from Pro Acryl and everything else, but I can't get away from Mephiston Red. Okay.
That and their bottles of liquid talent.
Hey, Cake Boss, I'm going to give you a little bit of a hint here. I don't have like $600 of minis on this table because most of them are printed. Now, I bought a 3D printer to make life easier. Now, you will notice that there are, in fact, a couple of GW models on here because I bought them to paint them during pandemic because I had never done like a 40K model. So we've got like a Scutari Ranger Alpha here, and I really enjoyed painting them, but I did not really enjoy paying $40 for the box.
Yep. Full disclosure, I AdMech Army and Necron Army, and yes, I used the starter boxes.
I'm not gonna blame you for that because the starter boxes and the Christmas boxes are the cheapest way to do that nonsense. But oh wait. But BattleTech is nice and friendly, and Catalyst is happy to let you use what you got.
And you don't need 5,000 models to play it.
You don't. I mean, I probably have a depressingly large number of models on that shelf behind me. Jesus Christ.
The paint alone seems expensive.
You're not wrong, but you don't need as much as I've got. I've been
barring Citadel Paints, it's way more. It's affordable.
Now I'm going to go ahead and pick out something here just to say, Pro Acro Paints. I love Pro Acro Paints. Clearly, I am not sponsored by anybody because I am, as I like to tell everyone in the Legion, some asshole on the internet. So, Pro Acro Paints, like these bottles are about $4 each. And yeah, I know that's a lot. That feels like a fucking lot for a little bottle of paint. But these go a long way. When you compare them to the paint pots that Citadel stuff comes in, that, don't have a spout or anything like that, and inevitably, you will spill these pots. And for anyone,
just dry out,
or that. Now, I will also say this is a fun tip. In my hand is a like $1 spring clamp. You can get this at Walmart, Harbor Freight, whatever. The quality of a spring clamp does not matter. But you can do this. You can put your bullshit Citadel pots in a spring clamp, and now they can't fall over. This is an enormously good tip. I picked up something like it from Goobertown Hobbies on YouTube. Brent did this with an F clamp, but spring clamp's just a lot easier to do it with, and it fulfills the same role, and like, I can't knock it over. Now, I'm also going to say I have some contrast paints over here that I like because I'm still learning how to do a lot of this. I'm still learning how to, like, I've been working on this for a few years. I am not here to do like competition level painting because, like, frankly, I ain't there. I don't know if I'll ever be there, and I'm okay with that. I do this because I enjoy doing it. It helps me to unwind, gives me something to focus on, that kind of thing. But, a lot of this, like I said, $300 worth of paint, and yeah, it does seem like a lot. A lot of this has been me feeling out colors, feeling out brands of paint and this kind of stuff. And I've tried contrast paints, I've tried Pro Acro, I've tried Citadel base colors, and I've got a lot of Viejo paints. I can get Viejo paints locally, so I tend to get a lot of that because, again, cheaper than Citadel. And comes in a dropper bottle, but I don't have access to a super wide range of them. But for any of you that are wondering and you want any kind of opinion on what I have to say about paints, and I don't know why you would, these are the two Citadel contrast paints in purple. This is Magos Purple, and this is Shyish Purple. And they suck. They are terrible. They stain, they leave tide marks, they don't actually settle very well. I don't like them. I have them, I tried them both, I was using them for Merrick Militia stuff, and I mean, frankly, they just don't work. They don't do that
regretted every
stuff.
drop of it, huh?
All $16 of those two fucking pods.
Right. Oh, hey, hot take on paints.
Paints.
Apple Barrel.
Well, I started on that.
Thin the ever living shit out of it
It
and
works
use it
for
as
a
a
lot
wash.
of colors. It works for
Yeah.
it doesn't work for everything. Okay, when I started doing any kind of mini painting, I started modding HeroClix in high school. And I'm going to show my
Mhm.
age here. I started playing HeroClix on like the first DC set. God, that's been a long time ago. I think that was like 2003. Oh my God, that's almost 20 years. Oh my God, HeroClix are 20 years old this year. Entropy comes first, all everyone. What am I drinking?
Yeah.
Well, for the purposes of Twitch, I haven't found anything in the terms of service that says don't talk about what you're drinking, but I'm going to tell you this is Evan
Oh,
Williams brand apple juice. Wait, wait, do we not know what Harbor Freight is? People do.
no,
Night Clerk, do you not
Harbor
know what Harbor
Freight.
Freight is? Aldi for tools is a good one, but the stuff that you get from
Yeah.
Aldi is like good.
I will fight you. I will
Okay,
fight you 10
okay,
times.
okay. There are some good things you can get from Harbor Freight, and then there's some trash you can get from Harbor Freight.
I won't argue that. They're trying to upscale, but you say trash, and I have yet to find a better set of impact sockets for that price.
Okay, that's fair. Like Harbor Freight for me generally is okay, I don't know if I really need this tool, so I want to try it out on something that's not horrendously expensive before I buy it.
Also, if you want a bottle jack for your car.
Well, just as long as you're not buying jack stands there.
About those, I heard at my last workplace, that's where we had our jack stands for the recall, and I don't think they replaced them.
I think there was the first round of the recall, they replaced them, and then the replacements had the same problem.
Mm-hmm.
So that's horrifying.
Yep. Yep. Well, I mean, we never brought them up off the bottom setting, so it was not an issue.
Okay, that's fair. But still, like,
But yeah,
anyway, anyway, I'm not sure where I was going
let's
with this.
see.
I was talking about paint.
Yeah, and I
Broadly,
brought up Apple Barrel.
Apple Barrel. Yeah, I started modding HeroClix some 20 years ago. We'll just say 20 years ago because apparently I'm old enough that stuff happened to me 20 years ago. Uh, anyway, and like I started with those craft paints, like those buy 'em at Walmart craft paints, because it's not like I had a hobby store in small town East Kentucky, and you know I did have a Walmart, so I could go and buy Apple Barrel stuff. And some of it gets super chalky. The lighter the color, the worse it is. But like the darker stuff is pretty good.
This is true. Out of curiosity, what printer do you have, Parallax?
Oh, okay. I started off, I think it was 2019. I wouldn't swear to that. Might have been 2020. Oh, it was 2019. It was before the pandemic, with an original Anycubic Photon, and it worked great until it didn't. And then when it didn't, it fucking didn't. So that got replaced this past January after 6 months of me fighting with it with a an Elegoo Mars 3, and I've barely had a failed print out of it since then. Game Fu, Tester's paint. That depends. Are we talking paint or are we talking enamel? I hate enamel more than I hate some authoritarian countries.
All
Like
right. Yeah, all I've ever done is used Tester's enamel, and I've gotta agree with that.
any kind of enamel, like God, I built some bookshelves and stuff for my wife, and like I had her go out and like, hey, hun, go to Home Depot, pick out what color you want this to be, and then she came back with enamel. It was a set of three
Oh
bookshelves.
no.
I had to paint, and not like little bookshelf. I built like 4 foot tall, 3 foot wide, big ass bookshelf, and I had to paint these damn things. with this god awful enamel paint. And I mean, like, nothing's ever going to damage that surface, sure, but I still had to put that on there. What do you mean Walmart
Yep.
brought back models in store? Hey, Tex? My Walmart doesn't have. Does your Walmart have models?
What
Hey, Tex is
is
saying
that?
in chat.
Yeah, I was gonna say, was that directed at me? I mean, I'll be real with you.
You haven't been to Walmart since 1989.
Yeah, I have not been to Walmart in over 8 months, and I'm proud of it.
God, I remember when I was in college, I camped out to get a Wii on launch day. And
Nice.
I didn't go into a Walmart after that for like a year because once you
Yep.
sleep in a Walmart, you never want to be in a Walmart again,
I used to
ever.
work in one, so
I'm
I have the same
sorry.
feeling. Yeah.
God, I'm sorry. I could tell you, Richmond, Kentucky, the floor buffers run at 1:30 in the morning.
Nice.
So,
Okay.
okay, we were
So,
talking about paint. Broad recommendation. I'm going to say I like Pro Acryl. That's what I've got. It's very very highly pigmented. It's got very very tiny pigments. You can thin the absolute hell out of it even in the very light colors. The whites thin nicely. And I'm going to say that broadly Pro Acryl are my favorite brand with one exception. I guess two exceptions. And that is black and white. Bulk, what do you use for black and white?
black. Boy, it's been 2 years since I've last started. Since I've last painted, honestly.
Well, I'm going to bully you into
Um,
painting, aren't I?
yeah, you are. Actually, I use Army Painter.
You use
Spray paint.
Okay, so I use Army Painter for my washes. I should say that. I haven't tried, before anyone asks, I haven't tried the new, what do they call it? Quick Paints or whatever it is. The Army Painter off brand of contrast paint. I bought a set for my brother for his birthday. He hasn't painted anything with it yet. We'll see how that goes. But here's the thing. When it comes to black and white for me, applying with a brush. Thick body artist acrylic paint. This st- this stuff is amazing. Like it's super thick coming out of here, as you might expect from the name. Like it's like oil paint thick right out of the tube. Like if I put a pile of it on my palette paper here, it'll just stand. It doesn't run. It's like it doesn't run for shit. It's just gonna stay right there. But like as much as I just put on that piece of palette paper, like that'll last me all night if I wanted to.
Hmm.
And the white thins amazingly. The black thins amazingly. These are amazing. The only downside to these is I would say, oh, they're $10 a tube, but you thin them so damn much that like I said, this much, this is an insane amount of this paint, and you won't get through it in a night. If you're using a wet palette, which I have, but I don't use a tremendous lot. It's great. I strongly recommend it. Okay, now painting. We were going to do painting here, weren't we? We were also talking about contrast paints, and I said Pro Acryl. Pro Acryl has a line of paints they call transparent, and this was around before contrast paints were a thing. Are you familiar with these?
No.
Okay. Maybe somebody in the chat here is familiar with the YouTube channel Ninjon. I like Ninjon for a lot of things. But he introduced me to the transparent paints, and these things are amazing. They are patently great. Again, they're pro acryl paints. I said everything about their pigments and that kind of thing, but they're translucent. So if I put them over either of these Xenothon primed mechs, then that shading is going to come through on it. And so, you put a little bit of thinner in that and you're set. It's perfect. I strongly like you can get a whole set of these transparent paints. I think it's like 8 paints for $20, something like that. But these are great. They do the same job as the the contrast paints. I think they work a little better. Your mileage may vary. You may have different preferences than me. Okay, so what was I looking at? I had. Okay, so for Scrombles, we were going to do Vault-Tec colors on him. So, base coat of blue. Base coat of blue on this Atlas. I'm going to go ahead and try to keep the skull as wide as possible because it's an Atlas, right?
Got to do the death mask.
Like, if it's not white, then it's at least got to be a different color than the body.
Yep. Yep.
So,
I've seen somebody do a sugar skull for their Atlas, which
that
I
was
thought
me.
was really
That was
bitchin'.
that was me.
No, it wasn't you.
It wasn't. I sent.
No, they did like a bright fluorescent pink sugar skull.
Okay. I had sent. Mecha
Yeah,
had
I've
drawn.
seen yours. It was
Okay.
Beautiful.
Yeah, Mecha
Wow.
had drawn that for Tex on his request, and I saw that and I said, I can do that.
Gray
So
skull scrumbles.
I sent him two, and I sent him
Nice.
a game size one, and then I think the other one was like 4 or 5 inches tall. So,
Yep.
piece of advice on drawing tiny, tiny bits of stuff like that: micron pens. If you can find a micron pen that actually writes when you open the cap, those are amazing for that kind of job. Before anyone asks about what this thinner medium I'm about to use is, this is in fact a mix of acrylic medium, glaze medium, which I'm not actually sure is different than acrylic medium, water, and flow improver. And basically, this is Lamian medium for the GW people out there. This is effectively contrast medium, and it'll do the same job, do all the same stuff. It'll thin it out so it does what you want it to. And I'm not going to say it's perfect for it, but for my purposes, this is great.
Yes, hey Tex. Dia de los Muertos, Atlas. And I
Hey,
probably butchered that because my Spanglish is horrible.
hey, I live in South Texas. My Spanglish is also terrible. You're in good company.
Thanks for the comfy stream, guys. Not a problem, man. And thank you for the 100 bitos. I'm sure
Indeed.
Jeff Bezos will put those to good use removing that bridge so he can get his Omega yacht out of Holland.
He can get the Omega yacht out of Holland. Also, maybe he can go to space again. Who knows?
Oh. You know, hate all you want. The man looks good now.
Does he? Are you sure?
Yeah. He looks like he's ready to kick Superman's ass as Lex
Okay,
Luthor.
okay, that's true. He does look like a Bond villain.
Yeah, he could do a Bond villain too.
Okay, and I'm going to get that shoulder pad painted. And then I'm going to try to get this to show off for the camera. But this is that transparent paint with some of that medium mixed in. I can see it on my end of the stream. I hope y'all can. But, like, it's already pulled away from the corners a little bit. And, like,
Yeah.
all the shading's there. You don't have to work hard at
You
this.
cheater.
Hey, man, if it
Love it.
if it works and it looks good, that's what I'm about.
Amen. Welcome to chat, Subsonic.
We're just having a chill chat in here tonight. I'm planning on being here until 11 Central. I guess that's midnight Eastern time, back on God's time. I don't have any idea where the hell Bulk is. I'm assuming Bulk is actually joining us from the International Space Station, and I don't know what time it is there.
I am directly north of you.
Hey! I'm sorry.
Oh, that's fine, dude. I'm not in Oklahoma. Don't worry about it.
Oh, then it's Arkansas.
Nope.
Oh, we're getting
Take
pretty...
the R away from it, and you're
You're in
accurate-ish.
Arkansas.
No.
You're in A, Kansas.
Yes, I'm in A, Kansas.
Not any specific Kansas, just some Kansas.
Oh.
That doesn't have an R in it.
Yeah, somewhere in
Hey,
Kansas.
more bits. Thank you. I think that... Oh, holy hell.
Oh, nope, that was
12
a sub
gift subs.
Damn, dude. Going after that #1 title.
Jesus. And I was positive I was going to come in here following Bowser and everyone else and just tank this. But hey, this is going great. I'm glad to have y'all
Yeah,
here.
people like comfy streams.
Hey, wasn't I going to play music?
I don't know. Were you? I can't. I can't run the audio for the stream and talk with you because I hear myself like 4 times.
Okay, now I'm running some music. That'll come through in a second. Very similar to my intro music. Tell me if this is too loud, and I'm just gonna turn it off if it's too loud because I can't turn it down more than it is. And I went looking for music on Sound Epidemic this afternoon, and I said, hey, can I find like the television show Justified in one song? And as it turns out, yes. Yes, I can. Subsonic Man, it is like 6 o'clock in the evening for you, isn't it? I guess it's even earlier than that in Hawaii.
Why? It's like 4. It's like 4 p.m.
Shh.
Beautiful Pearl Harbor, dude.
Hey. I'd say I'm jealous, but I live on the Gulf Coast, and like I don't want to imagine not having somewhere to retreat to in the case of, I guess in your case it'd be a cyclone. I've been through 2 hurricanes since I've been in Corpus. I don't wish that on anybody. How's the sound for everybody? Is this okay? I'm getting some people like this. This is good volume.
Yep.
Good stuff. Good stuff. So, Bulk, I've got you on here, and you were saying earlier that you've got yourself a Mechanicus army and a Necron army. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Most of my lows ended up with my models. Those of you who aren't familiar with one of our resident Brazilian born Legion members, he lives in Brazil, can't get a hold of models, so I donated all the models because I have more or less just given up on playing.
Because Bulk is best guy.
Hey, somebody needs that plastic crack, and I'll be damned if I make him spend his Brazil bucks. He's got a cute kid, so she needs the money more than he needs his plastic crack.
Oh Lord.
Anyway.
Like I said, I played. God, I used to play HeroClix competitively in college, and
Wow.
Yeah. Like there were local tournaments. I was usually pretty competitive in that, and like it's a weird thing to be competitive in, but there I was. Hey.
Oh, full nose rating with a party of 3. Welcome, Raiders. Full nose, what were you playing, my friend?
What did I do? What did I do, Pistol? I don't know what I did, but you're welcome, whatever I did. You know what? This is ridiculous.
Night Clerk absolutely is nothing. Nothing has changed. I'm sorry to cut you off.
I'm using the wrong brush for this. This is another lesson for those of you that don't do this a lot, or haven't done it in a while, or don't do it at all. Big brushes are your friend on base layers. You don't need to use your tiny ass brushes for stuff, and big brush do job fast. You can come back through later and fix shit.
You're not wrong.
So you gave up 40K. What are you into these days, if anything? I know that pandemic has killed a lot of gaming. Still with me, Bulk?
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, I gave up 40K and I've just gone more towards the tabletop and like oh, now I can hit I hear myself again. Can't have that. Sorry. Tabletops like I've gotten into playing BattleTech using Mega Mech and Tabletop Simulator. I still do play older 40K on Tabletop Sim.
Mm-hmm.
I played like 2 matches with 8th edition rules.
Which edition was that?
Previous edition.
Oh, okay. Just
That's
something
where
earlier.
I actually, yeah, that was actually where I bought my first armies was 8th edition.
Mhm.
I have played
So
since
not that long ago. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I've actually been playing for a little bit. I miss my blast templates.
Reminds me, for some reason, that reminds me of 4th edition D&D, which I didn't love, but I don't think I hate it as much as a lot of people do. But I do love some of the shorthand that went along with 4th edition,
I
where you could
really want to try 4th edition.
Just be prepared for it to be
different.
Very different. Like,
yep.
3rd was kind of dumbed down 2nd. 5th is kind of dumbed down 3rd in a good way, as far as I'm concerned. 4th was like radically different, and some people didn't like that, and they didn't feel like it was. It didn't feel like D&D in a lot of ways. But if you get away from that attachment, there was a reasonably good game there to play, especially for people that were new to the concept of tabletop RPGs. Yep. I got a few people into it that way.
the cursed 4th edition. I mean, I'm looking at it like I know it's a bottle of tainted tequila, and I'm just like, I'm getting me some of that forbidden worm juice.
Well, I'm pretty sure you can pick up the entire round of books for roughly 35 cents.
It's still better than anything Pazio's kicked out.
Oof. Man, I played...
Be careful, those.
I played a lot of weird shit in college, too. I played some very mundane shit in college, you know. There was a lot of 3.5 D&D, and 4th when it came out with various groups, but, you know, Spycraft, and... I don't think I ever got into World of Darkness game at that point, but, you know, some... maybe it was 2nd edition Shadowrun. God, 2nd edition Shadowrun had that index, or that table of contact. No, it was the index. It had the least useful index in any book that's ever been printed. Because it would tell you where shit was, and it was never right. Like, I need to look up the stuff for how to cast spells as an adept. And it's like, it's on this page. It's not in that chapter, bro. Okay, so
yep.
Like I said, going with that transparent paint on this, we're already base coated here. We've already got our shadows and highlights in it. All I really got to do for finishing that out is go and pick out what I want to be. You know, on this thing, I'll probably do some silver bits in it, and I've still got to do the yellow and all that kind of stuff. But you know, as far as the base coat goes, that's basically done. Now, as I have said, I'm not doing competition level painting. Take this at whatever you value that advice at. But like, as for me, aiming somewhere north of just tabletop ready, I think that's great.
Yeah, it's focusing back in. Okay, cool. That does look pretty good. Like I say, you're getting your highlights in, like you've said.
Mm-hmm. And I don't think it's just the transparent paints by themselves. I think adding a little bit of that medium with that has the flow improver but doesn't overdo it. Oh, okay. I can Spara, I will go ahead and explain a Xenothon Highlight to everybody real quick. I've got some good models that I've already primed to show that off with. A Xenothon Highlight. We'll take this Orion. So it's exactly what it sounds like if you know what it means. What you're doing is you start off by priming the entire model in black or dark brown, a dark color. In my case, we're going to say this Orion. It started black. The whole thing here, rattle can black. If you can get a black primer, that's great. And then you can do a couple of things here. You can either step it up through various shades of gray up to white, or this one was done with black, then a light gray, and then white. So black all over, and then here's the Orion standing straight up. You come at it with gray at like this angle, like probably like 90 degrees, a 45-degree-ish angle. And you just hit it all the way around with that. And that gets kind of most of the top of the model grayish. And then after that dries, you come basically between 0, like from 90, you come from here to maybe as much as 10 degrees off. Effectively straight down white spray paint, white airbrush, whatever you're doing. White ink from an airbrush works perfectly dope. Like I said, I've been using a lot of. I've got Pro Acryl primers now in black and white and gray. I've been using that where I can. Rattle can oftentimes is just faster. It dries like immediately, so you can just move on with your life. But effectively, what that does is that gives you your shadows on the bottom, your midtones on most of what you're going to see, and your highlights right on top. And there's a couple of ways to use that. You can either do what I'm doing here with some kind of transparent paint, or you can come through and just use that as a reference so you can look at that and say, oh, I need to step up my shading wherever this is lightest. And like in that case, it's a tool. I'm using it as a shortcut. Right, Bulk?
I'm back.
Oh, Bulk's back, guys. We missed him.
Well, I mean, I put it in the chat that I would.
Oh, look at you thinking I'm going to look at chat. Anyway, I was explaining what a Xenothon Highlight is.
Yeah,
okay. King Crab, we were doing a base of black and then red and yellow. Okay. How do we want to do this? Do we want to do him like a base color of black or use black in specific spots? What do you think, chat? Like, how do you want to do that? Do you want to do red and yellow highlights or use black as, for lack of a better term, highlight color? I need a yellow paint.
Are you holding the miniatures on the holder? Aren't you using sticky tack?
Blue tack.
Yep.
Blue tack. Comes in a pack. Looks like this. Now, I have somewhere on this desk of a million things. I do have a Citadel mini holder. It's right here. Citadel holder for minis, but for a lot of things that I use where I'm putting MDF bases on them, doesn't hold it. But like a base that has maybe a 1/4 of an inch high rim on it, it'll grab it just fine. But, you know, this is like a $12 holder, and this is an empty pill bottle.
Yep.
For anyone that wants to ask what that is a Captain Gilad Pellion from Star Wars, the old expanded universe stuff. Strangely, the modeler has made him look like Charles de Gaulle. It's possible hiding somewhere in my collection there are a couple of Throns also, but we're not going to pull him out right now. Because I'd have to get up and shit. But anyway, what were we saying about black legs, red arms, and a body with... Okay, Sparrow, we can do that. Black legs, that goes ahead. Okay. Black. Now, This is going to seem like a dumb idea. Transparent black paint. Now, for those of you that are familiar with this already, whenever you're doing highlights on a model and you want something to be black, you never want it to be entirely black because you lose all your detail that way. You always want to build up toward like your higher edges. You want them to be gray. Your lower areas, your shadows, that kind of stuff. That's where you can put your real black. The same thing goes for white. Anytime that you are going to have something that is white, you always start with gray and you build up toward white. And only your most highlighted spots need to be white. Because if you make the whole thing white, there's nowhere to go from there. It's white. Like, you can't highlight pure white. Scromble's Atlas is sitting here just off screen. Sorry about that. And yes, pink, it can be a good base for yellow. Because for a lot of yellows, for those of you that are not familiar with, again, painting like this, yellow and red paints are both notoriously transparent paints. You can spend the rest of your life trying to get a solid yellow on a model. So starting with a base of like pink, or again going back to the idea of the Citadel Paints, Bugman's Glow. Bugman's Glow is kind of a pinkish skin tone. That's a great base for yellow.
Yep. Oh, here's a good one for green. If you're looking to get that classic orc green going.
Mm-hmm.
You base with yellow, and then you add your green on top of it.
It depends on how you want to do it. Like, for the classic idea, absolutely. Mm-hmm. I've been playing around with it some, where I've got some models sitting around somewhere on a shelf behind me. I'm waving my arm as though you can see it.
Yeah.
Where I started with a magenta color and built up from that to where it looked like there was some blood flowing in those recesses, like in those darkest areas, you would see some kind of reddish skin tones come through. And then I built up from there, with the regular. In Vallejo, it might go from olive green to flat green to intermediate, but this is the key for me on Orc Flesh. This is Pro Acryl bright yellow green. That just makes those highlights pop for me just perfectly. And I might have to. Well, here we go. I can just show you on this Crusader. Like, the highlights on this Crusader's green, those are that bright yellow green. And it's kind of getting washed out here in the light, but trust me, it's a very vibrant green. Okay. Moving on, we're going to go ahead and get some of this black transparent paint here onto the king crab. Bulk, what's your favorite mech?
Out of everything?
Everything. What's your favorite mech? Aesthetically, gameplay-wise, however you want to answer that question.
Well, I'll be cryptic and then I'll answer you.
Ooh.
I like the Inner Sphere Summoner.
The Thunderbolt?
No.
No?
The Thanatos.
Ah. Tell me what you like about the Thanatos. I could never get over the aesthetics on the Thanatos, but what do you like about it?
360 torso twist.
Ooh, got that urban mech.
Yeah, I was going to say, name another mech that's got 360 on it. You're going to have to look.
Urban mech. I know urban mech does.
Yeah.
Aside from that, God, I saw something the other day that did, but I cannot for the life of me remember what it was. It's not a long list.
Also is one of the first mechs to come out with MRMs.
Oh, so it's a Kirita design,
huh? No, actually.
Really?
Pardon me.
I'm to say, because I thought the Draconis Combine invented the MRMs.
Yeah.
just remembering MRM-30 Urban Mech. Because,
Oh, dude.
nightmares, right?
Yep.
I don't have it anymore. I sent it to Tex, but I did send him Arrow 4 Irby.
The nuke Irby.
Nuclear Irby.
Space Force Irby.
Ha! Spare, that's a good way to do that. Okay, also, I will absolutely give you that Black Templar uh, contrast paint is one of the better ones that I have used. I haven't used the whole line. I've picked them up here and there as I've needed them before I just decided I'm not buying any more of them. But Black Templar and Snakebite Leather and Gilliman Flesh are the three I use more than anything else. Because skin is hard. If you're an orc, it's not so bad.
Oh.
Okay, so we have black-ish legs. This is usually the part of the process where I would turn on my desk fan, but I'm pretty sure that my microphone will pick that up. So we're not going to do that. Okay, what else did we have? We were going to go with... What's that?
Night clerk's telling us to take a drink.
Oh. Cilantro.
Cheers.
Put that right there and I'll...
Mac 5 has a 100-ton Irby now. They brought in the Imp, or is it legitimately a 100-ton Irby?
Let me think. There's... The Flashman's a heavy. Yes, the Imp, you're right. I can never remember those. I can never differentiate the Flashman from the Imp.
Yep.
It could be a mod. 100-ton Irby Assault. Jesus H. Christmas. Okay, what were we going to do there? We were going to do red arms and yellow highlight. Is that... Sparrow, what... Red arms and body. Okay, we can do that. We can do that. And we're going to grab same tool, different color, transparent red. Now, at some point, I'm going to get past these transparent paints and go in with some regular stuff. But for now, base coating. This stuff's great.
Triple AC-20 for when you want to go bonk. Okay, so yeah, it's like the Corgi Mech that they released years ago.
Corgi Mech?
Yeah.
You're going to have to fill me in on that one. Wait a minute, Spare, did you just trick me into making this a Kellhound's mech? With yellow highlights, I guess. The Thanatos for the twisty bit, huh?
Let's see here. Okay.
We all need to be quiet, guys. Bulk is looking for something.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm just looking up the Corgi Mech. Yeah, the Corgi is the third battle mech introduced and by so far exclusive to MechWarrior Online. It's a non-canon mech.
There's okay.
It is a clan ultralight mech. It has an XL100 engine, 2 LBX 20s, 2 ATM 3s.
Jesus.
And it weighs 10 tons. It weighs 10 tons.
This is feeling like an April Fool. Please, this is an April Fool's joke.
It's an actual mech, and you could play it with you could play it in promotional game modes.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, a 10-ton mech with 2 LBX AC-20s and 2 ATM-3s. What is this? I don't even.
This is deliberately making something broken and watching chaos.
Yeah.
This is
Well, I
like
mean, you're limiting it to other people playing the same broken mech. That's
well,
even
sure,
better.
sure. This is League of Legends seasons where you're playing.
Yeah.
God, what is that game mode that they did where, like, there was no cooldown on any abilities and that kind of stuff?
Oh lord.
I can't even remember what it was. God, I haven't played League in like 6 years. I'm shockingly okay with that.
Best light mech, in my opinion, is the Panther. Spare Fusil. Dude, you are just tripling down on your Curitan love here.
You know what the best heavy mech is? Dragon. Why? Because it's a dragon. Can I interest you in a grand dragon? How
Yeah,
about a
it's a playable
Hatomato
April
Chi?
Alright, yeah, there you go. It's a playable April Fool's mech.
Now, you've seen me do the red here, and it's pink, right? This is the downside to any red paint. It's going to take a few coats.
Yep.
I'm going to try to... I'm hoping that maybe the music will cover this up. Bolt, can you hear the fan running?
1 second.
Chat will tell me if they can hear the fan running. I've no doubt. It's a flea killer. Jesus Christ. What's not a flea killer? Aside from a locust. Or a stinger. Or a wasp.
Yeah, I can't hear the fan.
Okay, great. Then we're going to sit... For anyone that's wondering where the crab went, he's sitting over by my desk fan to try to quickly dry. And we're going to move on to some yellow highlights on our friend Scrombles. And this is Pro-Acryl Warm Yellow. You know, let's give it a shot. I could base over this in pink or Bugman. Let's see what this does over white. This might be okay. Like I said, with this being very pigment... Thank you, Pistol. Very pigment heavy yellow paint. This might actually be okay. Let's find out. I think that's going to work. Pro-Acryl paints are magic, and everyone should buy them. No one has paid me to say this. If they want to, I'm available. Then I can buy better apple juice. Apple juice, ladies and gentlemen. Apple juice. Night Clerk, now on to the K2 catapult, because nothing says Kurita like, what if put PPC on catapult?
Now you're just starting to sound like Jeff.
Hey,
Good
man.
afternoon, Zippy.
Zippy, where on earth are you that it is afternoon?
Hawaii.
Sure. We're back around to that. Oz! Oh, shit. Are you the wizard? Yep. He's the wizard. But not like the James Franco wizard. I don't want you to think I'm insulting you.
Jake at the pub.
Man, these places that have like pubs that aren't just like a bar with like a lot of oak in it, I'm jealous.
Well, the best pub I've been around is Grinder's Stonewall.
I'm assuming that is that's a not Arkansas locality kind of thing, right?
It's in Lenexa.
Dude, you made that name up.
No, Lenex is a suburb. Well, haha. I'll get shot for saying it. Lenex is now a suburb of Kansas City.
Gotcha. And that was the last anyone ever heard of Bulk.
Oh, they can come for me. Hex has armed me.
Excellent.
Hydrate. Oh, dude, I was just hydrating. Okay,
Sláinte.
boss. No great pubs here. Now, Grinderstone will make some very good chili. Oh my god.
There was, I'm gonna call it a pub. Frankly, it was a bar with good food, but I'm gonna call it a pub in Richmond, Kentucky, where I got my undergrad. Where I took my wife on our first date. Because, you know, that's what you do,
Yeah.
right? And had a great cheesesteak. That bar was called the Paddy Wagon, and it was owned by 2 criminal justice professors from the university.
Nice. Yeah. I mean, I've had to go to larger, more metro areas for decent pub, because where I grew up, it was beer halls.
It's all mine had. I think it had 2 of those when I was growing up.
Yeah, we had the place that you played darts. We had the place that you played pool and shuffleboard.
Huh.
And then if you went to the next town over, you had the bar that had the bowling alley.
Whew.
And that bowling alley was actually really, really nice.
Like I said, I grew up in southeast Kentucky, and 2 bars in town that I remember, and never went to either of them. But one of them was a broke spoke, so who knows?
What the hell is shuffleboard again? Shuffleboard is basically where you have a heavily waxed floor and you whip a hockey puck across the floor to try and get it in a triangle.
Have you ever seen like the caricature of old people on a cruise ship playing a game that had a stick? It's that, but not exactly.
Yep.
Without the stick, really. Now, I was just going in on the bottom of the atlas here, where, frankly, it was entirely black, and putting a little bit more of the blue on it to try to bring out some of those highlights again. Or really base color, because, yeah, he was just black. And see, this is really where I'm starting to court trouble, is I should not be trying to put the yellow over blue. This is where I need to put an undercoat down. For everyone that said pink earlier, this is the place where I'm going to do that. Assuming I can figure out where the hell I put Bugman's glow. Right there.
Another play bocce. Yeah, fair.
What I really need is a droid that can speak the binary language of moisture evaporators. Do you speak bocce? Yes. Yes, I'm that kind of nerd. I apologize to anyone that just looked at me and said, really?
Why did they have to give it those phonetics but spell it stupid? This is fair. If that's a reference, I didn't get it.
It's a Star Wars reference. Uncle Owen asks C-3PO if he speaks bocce in A New Hope.
Oh.
Yeah, dude. I'm uber nerd over here. Like, I know that's not unique in the Legion. But
No. I just, it's been a long ass while since I've watched the good trilogy.
I don't blame you. There's been a lot of poisoning of the well.
Yep.
one of my favorite Star Wars memes lately has been, I guess it's been a few years now, a picture of Dave Filoni playing Uno, and the card says, make a series that doesn't feature Ahsoka, or draw 40. And then the next picture is just Dave Filoni holding like half a deck of Uno cards.
Yep. Back to an earlier point, Bezos' yacht is 417 feet long.
That's a lot of yacht, man. Like, at that point, why?
So, okay, wasn't she the Twi'lek that Anakin was training?
I don't think she's a Twi'lek, but yes. I don't know what she is offhand. I didn't actually watch the Clone Wars.
I know that they shoehorned her into the Mandalorian.
And Book of Boba Fett, which, if you haven't watched that,
nope.
Don't. I somehow imagine that that is not a unique view within the Legion of anyone that has watched it, but it's very... I'm a crime lord. What do? Not crime.
I
actively discourage crime within my locality. You're a bad crime lord.
Wow.
They did ruin Boba. They did.
Why did they Picard Star Wars so hard?
I don't know. Why did they Picard so hard? My wife loves Picard, and I'm just like, this is not right. And she'll argue with me.
The Book of Boba Fett brought back my favorite character, the mechanic. All
okay.
right, yeah,
I like
there
her.
You go.
She's good. It's kind of sad whenever you say, "Hey, what were your favorite episodes of the Book of Boba Fett?" And I was like, "The Mandalorian season 2.5. Those episodes. Those were the best episodes."
You should be in the Mando. However, the ending of the Mandalorian fucking sucks. I'm talking about. I don't know. I've only watched till the end of season 2. Is there another season of Mando?
There's some Book of Boba Fett stuff that is very connected to that. But I'm assuming we're talking about... Okay, yeah, that. Hey, at least we got to see... what is this Picard or Book of Boba? Bobby Fett. Bobby Fett. That's what we'll call him. Bobby Fett.
God dang it, Bobby Fett.
God damn it, Bobby Fett. Okay, we're going to try not thinning this transparent red paint when we apply it over our good friend King Crab. And maybe it'll still be transparent enough to show off highlights and such, but actually cover the damn model this time. This is kind of a mystery to me. Every time I use this transparent red, this is the only bad thing I have to say about it. There's like a gold tint to it. And I don't just mean like, oh yeah, there's a little bit of yellow. No, there is, like, honest to God, some glossy gold mixed into it. I can see it on... I don't know if you can see it on the palette paper.
Barely see it.
Yeah, like on the palette paper. Like, there it is. There it is. That is a clean piece of palette paper. It's the first time I've used it. The red's the only thing that's been on there. I don't know where that's coming from. Clearly it's in the red paint.
Oh yeah, it's like they got mustard yellow tint in it.
Yeah.
And it, oh, what is that? What is the type of paint that Mistachrome is for Ford Mustangs?
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I don't know what the name of it is. Wait, that was that color that's like
Color shifts.
Yeah. That color that like Ford is super litigious about. I don't.
Yeah, they actually care a lot about it, and props to them for it.
You have
Pearlescent, yes.
Okay. Perhaps even opalescent. You have strong feelings on cars there, Bulk?
I'm a car guy.
Do you have a preference?
GM products?
No. Let's see. We can't be friends now.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, I own a Volkswagen.
No, man. I only associate with people that own 50-year-old British roadsters. It's a small club, but we're all hitching rides from each other all the time. That's why we're all on the side of it. Side of the road.
I see you and Captain Hazel would have something in common.
When I was growing up, my father had not
Oil
one.
spills.
That's true.
Ha!
Growing up, my father had not one, not two, but 3 MGs. You know how many of them are running at any given time?
Maybe one?
No. No, none of them. None of them run. Any given time, like if you picked a time where he decided, I'm going to get this thing running, then it would run. 50 feet or so.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Okay, there we go. I'm pretty happy with that red on there, with its built-in yellow highlights. Hey, Cookie!
Yeah.
Hi, Cookie!
Hey, Cookie. Guys, if you haven't, please give Cookie Mama a follow. She sometimes
No. Guys, you give Cookie Mama a subscription, because Cookie's the best.
Oh. Yeah, that's a good idea. Give her the subs instead of us. We'll give her the worst gift she could ever get from members of the Black Pants Legion.
More Black Pants Legion.
No.
You sure?
Taxes.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, taxable income. Do not have money. That's fine. That's fine.
Well, see, now I'm just gonna pick on Cookie. Cookie, what are you gonna do on your stream since you're talking in this manner? I'm going to assume that you're gonna stream something. It's just gonna be Cookie giving parenting advice, because that's what we need Cookie for.
Competent parenting advice from the BPL. That is a horrifying thought.
No, just Cookie. Exclusively Cookie. We're not looking at the rest of us degenerates.
Zippy giving Chippy a gift sub along with No Heels, Demori, Rock Tool, and Swish. Dude, thank you for the gift subs, my man.
Oh, Cookie's the best mother. Cookie's just the best, y'all. Southern Jewish grandmother, I guess. I don't know where this is coming from, y'all.
Southern Jewish. So are we talking Florida retiree Jewish?
No, I'm thinking like Tennessee Appalachian Jewish. I don't have any idea what the hell that sounds like. She might be giving you like Appalachian soup beans that have brisket in them rather than ham. You know, now that I say that out loud, I've got a plan for the weekend now.
Right?
Hey, now Cookie's got a sub.
Yep, Night Clerk with the 13th. Oh my god.
See, Cookie, now you have to watch us just to make that sub worthwhile, Cookie. Oh, wait, now I have to seek validation. Hey, Cookie, did you see my daughter's report in the parent channel?
Oh, I'm not allowed in there.
No, that's why I'm asking Cookie, man. We all know about how you're not allowed around children.
Oh, dude, I'm a horrible influence. I'll teach him how to make thermite. Almost said meth.
I know. I heard. I heard that stumble. I'm going to teach him how to make not meth. This folks, this right here. This is why you use a wet palette, because my yellow paint that I used like 10 minutes ago is dried out.
Yep.
A wet palette will stop that nonsense from happening, but I'm lazy. And a wet palette is just the basest level of work, like it's barely any, and that's too much.
Yep.
Like I have to like change the paper on it and like put water, and it's just like I can't possibly be asked.
Pistol wants you to put a 13 on the Atlas.
Thank you for calling, Sombra. Or following. You want me to do what on the Atlas?
Pistol wants you to add a 13.
Oh, I can do that. I can do that. And thank you for following literally my wife. Thank you for following. Guys, it's okay. My wife is following me now. I feel much better about life. Okay, let's see. How am I going to put a 13 on this guy? Like, it should go on his back, right? I just don't think there's enough space on his back. Oh, I could do it on the shoulder pad. That'll do. We'll do it on the shoulder pads. Yeah. Now I got to get out like a tiny brush.
Confused one. What is this, an Ultramar Atlas? No, because if that was the case, we'd have to go find a toilet bowl decal for the shoulder pad and not a 13.
This is a Scrombles. For those of you that are just joining us, this is a Scrombles Atlas. He will be receiving a number 13 to go along with his yellow highlights over a blue base coat. And then he will be receiving a splatter of blood because, you know, Scrombles no like Scorpion.
Scorpion guts on Scromble. No like.
Come on, do the thing. Your paint. You paint, right? That's how paint works, isn't it? No, Sombra, we were talking about this earlier. Catalyst is chill about this kind of thing. I gotta get a smaller brush, jeez. Okay, smaller brush. Small. Yeah, that's a small enough brush. I'm not having to break out the really small brush yet, but this is only a 00.
Not enough Chad for it to be an ultramarine.
Well, to be fair, it's yellow, not gold.
That's very ruthlessly correct.
While I am very closely watching this number 1 I'm painting in Bugman Glow. What was that?
Not Chad enough to be an ultramarine.
Ah. I mean, if we made it a Tarian one, he could probably at least be a Space Wolf.
Be Rosselhog?
I don't think Rosselhog's quite that crazy.
Well, considering who they seceded from, that's pretty batshit.
Okay, this is going to be interesting because... Whew, that's a tiny little 3. It's all going to depend on that next coat of yellow to see how that turns out. I'm going to do it on both shoulders and see how things go. Or should I try to do the Vault-Tec logo on the other shoulder? Let's do that. It's differentiating.
If I wanted to be really dicks, no, you need to do Vault Boy.
Yeah, well, I would invite you to find a channel with a better painter.
This is where we put the sticker on the shoulder.
No, well, we ordered some custom decals for this bit, and here they are. Okay.
Cookie is a good. Cookie is a good artist. Better artist than I.
How good of an artist are you, Bulk?
Not good enough to sell 6 fluorescent light bulbs to Canada for $16 million.
I feel like I've missed a beat here.
That was some modern art.
Well, that doesn't feel so much like quality of artist as much as it does really good charisma checks.
Yeah.
Okay, okay, okay. That's... Oh, hey, it's a 3. It worked. Everybody, it worked. You can't possibly see that here. Well, maybe you can.
Was an
Maybe.
excellent artist.
That's kind of... Okay, you can kind of see that 3. It's kind of crescent shaped. I promise you it looks like a 3.
Hey, yeah.
We'll get the other side with the Vault-Tec logo as I remember it looking. I think... And you see, Bulk, the real bitch of all this whole stream is going to be like, we've been doing this for a while now. It's going really good, and I can't possibly match that last stream for going to the credits because I didn't know that was coming, and I don't have credits ready. I don't have an outro or anything. Bowser just kicked my ass with that.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't. I don't have anything that hasn't already been shared within the Legion's WBPL. So I've really got nothing unique except for my countdown timer, which I can't use
What is
for
that?
WBPL. It does not fit our theme.
Ooh, we have a theme?
Well, I was gonna say, take Diggs's skull and make it into a Nixie clock for a countdown timer. That don't work.
Well, I've been told that we're all being encouraged to be ourselves, so you could try it.
I mean, it looks pretty bitchin'.
Do it! I ain't the boss of you, but neither's Diggs. I mean, unless he tells you so.
Yeah. Gonna show Tex and Mike this Scrumbles Atlas. Well, if they want to look, they can lurk in stream. Or
They are
watch
more
the
than
VOD.
welcome. If Tex is in this channel, and I'm pretty sure he's not, but if Tex were in this channel, I would dare him to prove it by popping in here for a second. And, like, he's not gonna, because it's 10:30. Tex is probably already looking at going to bed. Because Tex has this thing called, like, a sleep schedule. And, like, he stays on it. It's weird.
Well, that and he has to deal with a very grumpy, sweaty crow.
That's true. But Mike only sleeps like 4 hours a night, so...
I know, but Mike's not sleeping very well because they're rendering currently.
Are they still... I thought they were dealing with the upload at this point.
Oh, okay, cool. Last I knew, they were doing the final render.
Okay, I was talking with Rob yesterday, and he was telling me, like, yeah, it looks like the upload might take a week, and I'm just... Wow!
Whoa.
Okay. I'm pretty happy with the base coats on this thing. The next step on Atlas here would be to go through and pick out all the silvery highlights I want, of which there are more than a few. But, yeah, we're making good progress on him. Okay, and then King Crab was yellow highlights, right?
I believe that's correct.
Okay, let's do some of that. We got about 20... What's my least favorite aesthetic mech? I can answer that in terms of what is the least interesting mech to look at. Because, you know, even ugly mechs can be interesting. The Argus is the least interesting mech. Let me see if I can find one real quick. I say that I have several, but like I do not love the Argus. Here we go. Here's an Argus. This is a heavy mech. This is a heavy mech that was started off supposed to be an Omni mech and ended up as just a battle mech, and like this is it. This is a light mech with 50 tons on it. That's all this is.
Is that an Argus?
Yes. It is my least favorite mech from an aesthetic standpoint.
They're an ugly mech.
It's not just that they're ugly. It's really that they're just not interesting at all. Are we doing this at the same time again next week? We haven't decided that yet. It depends on how this goes. And it seems like it's going pretty well. I might do this again next week for the same amount of time. I don't know if Bulk's going to be available then or not. But if he is, great. And if he's not, maybe I can find somebody else. Bulk?
Yeah. I will give my best foot forward on it.
Great. It's been great having you on. I wasn't sure I was going to have anybody until today.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Yeah, I mean, I can kind of do this. It's just honestly, yeah, I'm kind of like Tex in the whole having a job and wanting to just be there early on Fridays, to be honest, because I need to do weekly checks on things, and bottom line is getting up before dawn is getting to be more and more of a daunting task.
If it comes down to it for this, then I can hunt around and see if anybody else wants to do it. But you have been great tonight.
Yeah, like I say, I've got no problem doing it.
But if it gets to be a problem, don't worry about it. Like, this is us screwing around on a Thursday night.
Rotating guests are always a thing.
They are. They are at that. Might have to see if I can't bully anyone else to doing it.
Cataphract is honestly good looking.
What are you smoking?
It's got it. It's like the bug-eyed WRX. It's like a pug.
It's like a very, very excited dog. Like, you kind of have to love it.
Yep.
But I mean, it's not an attractive thing. Don't get me wrong, it's a very effective mech with the right build on it, but he ain't purty. I suppose they don't have to be.
It's got character.
Oh, bless its heart.
Well, actually, it's got 4. It's kind of like a... well, it reminds me of...
oh God, you cannot see what I'm doing. Dear chat, I'm sorry, I was just painting off screen.
It's the business suit mech.
I've always been partial to the Bushwhacker for like a number of reasons that I recognize as like very nostalgia glasses. Like, oh yeah, it was the starter mech in Mech Warrior 3 and it was in the cartoon. I always liked the Bushwhacker. It's kind of got, especially on the cover of the TRO that it's in, it's like, it's got a very A10 feel to it, and that's just hard to argue with.
A10 meets SR7, or no, not SR71, F117.
Yeah. It's an attractive design. I know it's not the most effective mech in its range for its time period, but I like her. Sometimes the ugly girl's got something to offer.
If the Bushwhacker was released 10 years later down the line, it probably would have been an Omni-Mech.
In the current timeline, in the Ilkon era, there is an Omni-Mech bushwhacker called the Gauntlet.
Mm.
I mean, yeah, it's 100 years later, but sometimes that's life.
100 years later. Hey guys, Bushwhacker 2C when? The crab needs black pants on it. Oh, he's already got that.
Yeah, that's there. Like I'll put some washes on it to try to darken it up a
Yeah.
little bit, but right now he's a gray pants. He's the gray pants legion. He's in our farm league for
Ooh,
membership.
that's an idea.
What's that?
Fire Pro Wrestling stream. Sorry, I'm just musing to myself. Faded pants. Yeah, he is a venerable ancient. His pants are no longer black.
They've been through the wash one too many times. You know what that means, don't you,
All
Bulk?
right, Tim the Grim has said, "I'm gonna put an atlas in fishnets," and sir, I have to applaud you because you're making me do this.
Oh God, what are you doing?
You take that cursed shit out of here, sir. Yep, you won chat tonight. You got purged.
Oh. I don't know if Sombra's still in here. Yeah, there he is. There he is. Sombra's my brother, so I'm gonna go ahead and call this out as far as winning things. His lovely wife, my sister-in-law. Yes, hi. Her birthday was last week, and I won her birthday. So her favorite movie ever, and I'm pretty sure that's true. Her favorite movie ever is A Christmas Story. You know, Mike's favorite movie about Christmas in Cleveland.
Yeah.
Like plays on loop in her house in December. It's kind of eerie, honestly. Regardless, I tracked down what's my favorite Star League mech? Orion. Because it does everything and can take a punch in the process. Um, I tracked down a 60-year-old bar of Life Buoy soap because the milling changed in like the late 60s. So it doesn't look like it does in the movie after the mid 60s or so. And I made a food safe mold of it so that she can use it as a candy mold at Christmas. So she can give people like colored white chocolate in the shape of a bar of Lifebuoy soap. And she's over the moon! And it is the most, like, it is the most wholesome thing you will probably hear me say on here. But, like, she's happy, I'm happy, it's good. Okay, and I think we're going to do the other sides of the missile port here. And that's probably going to be the yellow highlighting on this thing. We'll move on to something else here in a bit. Bulk, do you have a Battletech faction that you favor?
Honestly, Free Worlds League or Tauren Concordat?
I'm with you on the Free Worlds League as far as, you know, Inner Sphere stuff goes, because from the descriptions of the Free Worlds League, they sound like infighting space hillbillies.
Yeah.
And, like, I'm on board with that shit.
Well,
I know them's people.
I was gonna say it's right along the lines of You just pray to God that you do not get more than one set of eyes on you. Because
And
if 2
you're
or 3
gonna.
families start looking your way, boy, you are in a heap of shit.
Hey, which way to Planet Merrick? Back the way you came.
Shotgun cocking noises.
Hey, where'd all those Orions come from? I'd stop asking questions if I were you, carpetbagger.
Where you get all them Orions from? Does that question come with level 5 plate?
AC-10 caulking sounds intensify.
LBX noises with malicious intent.
Like, we will kick the shit out of each other for as long as it takes to get rid of those bastards, but if somebody else crosses that line, we'll all get together and kick your
Yep.
ass. It's the most hillbillies faction ever, and I love it.
Yep. King Crab always makes me want to threaten my opponent with the clamps.
I'm not sure if...
Harebrained Schemes did that perfectly with the normal crab with what's his face.
I'm
Big steel claw.
I'm not sure if y'all saw it in the intro, but I have a king crab and 2 regular crabs to go with it that I have painted after the... God, this has been floating around for a while now. The coconut crab tyrannid paint scheme. So I've got coconut crab lance. God help us all.
Yeah, we're talking about robots. You talk about them? That's nice, Tex. We thought you'd be asleep by now.
Tex, what the hell are you doing?
Yeah.
I think I challenged you earlier that if you were here to jump into the chat, but what are
Didn't
you...
expect him to show
what...
up. Sleep is for the weak.
Tex, are you like the Candyman? If I say your name 3 times in front of a mirror, are you gonna kill me with a hook?
Only if you know his real name.
Well, it's a good thing I'm safe. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me say that again. If I say your name 3 times looking into a mirror, are you gonna show up and shout "Glock, Glock, Glock" at the top of your lungs?
If you do Glock, 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 I think that's how you summon Crow's alter ego, Dr.
Ah,
Gloctopus.
that's true. I don't want to summon Doc Glock. Doc Glock has no taste. I mean, on the other hand, he might own a gun that costs a month of my salary, so... The Glock 7. I'm gonna have to ask Crow at some point. Crow, do your best, I did not just lose that actor's name. Oh my god, I did not just lose that name.
What did they play?
Um, Hans Gruber?
Hans Gruber.
Yeah. In Die Hard? Does it help if I say Snape?
Yep.
Or not Spock? Alan Rickman, thank you.
Yep. Rickman. Yeah.
Yeah. God, I don't even remember where I was going with that. Oh, I was going to say I'm going to have to ask Mike to do his best Alan Rickman impression and see how that goes.
Yeah.
Do his best Brit doing a German accent impression. And layer some Bill Burr on top of it. See where we end up. Hey, Tex, are you still in here? Oh, Tex is still in here.
Yep.
Tex, this is going to be Scromble's Atlas. Chat decided it. Scrumble smash Scorpion. In this case, a Scorpion is in fact a quad mech. About to have a bad, bad time. You'll also thank chat for Scrumble's Atlas being in Vault-Tec colors. Once he's fully finished here, we'll go ahead and get some blood spatter on him so that he's appropriately dressed for the part. Now, Bulk, I don't know about you, but I'm pretty sure that when you think of Scrumbles as a battle mech, he has terrifying red glowing eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or purple, like
Ooh.
ultraviolet purple.
Ooh, do I have something like that? I'm not sure Let's see.
Now, here's a fun fact for all you kids at home. If I've done the math correct, cannot a Atlas pick up a 25-ton mech and use it as a truncheon?
I don't see why it couldn't pick up. I can't think of a 25 mech offhand, so let's say a 20. Why it couldn't pick up
Commando.
a wasp offhand and swing it around like a flail. I'm okay with that.
Yep. So by that metric, you could technically have it pick up a Scorpion light tank.
Scrumbles no like Scorpion. Throw at Battlemaster. I'd watch the shit out of that match.
What did Battlemaster ever do to you?
It was a bad mech. That's what a Battlemaster did to me.
Oh, those are fighting words there.
I mean, I'll fight you over it, but like, if you're gonna fight me in a Battlemaster, I'm sorry about the outcome.
Well, yeah, you're just gonna grind your face against my superior armor values.
Oh no, I'm not your armor to make up for your no weapons. Let's see if I can get something
Good lord.
ultramarine out of this.
A third of a terabyte, I'm sorry.
No, I don't think the actuators for an Atlas are covered for throwing another mech. Perhaps they should be. And if they were, I would hope for no less than George Ledoux. Okay, that color did not... As it turns out, if you mix turquoise with a very bright red, you get gray. So don't do that. Don't do... Now, guys, for all of you saying that the warranty on the Atlas is expired for picking that up and throwing it, I would remind you, Discount Dan does in fact sell mech insurance.
Yep. Knocked. You don't need to have a 4K monitor to fully enjoy 4K content on YouTube, because they like to downscale.
A lot.
Yep.
Can I get something?
Duncan Fisher presents urban chucking.
The Irby toss. The caber toss. In space. You know.
My favorite paint is manganese phosphate. Oh, Tex, you silly boy.
It's probably a good thing he hasn't come in here. I'm going to start asking him questions if he comes in here.
Oh, boy.
Being discreet. Text, the book you recommended to me arrived today. I'll start reading it tomorrow. Am I going to get it? No, I just can't mix that. Purple's a bitch, guys. Purple is a bitch. A mech and a logging cap and glued on beard. Yeah, I would watch that. I would watch, like, lumberjack events with mechs. I would definitely watch the log roll with mechs, although I'm pretty sure that just ends up with mechs standing in water.
Canadian hatchetman.
Canadian axeman.
Yeah. Just rolls up, hits you with the AC or rotary AC, and goes, "Eh?
Oh,
How'd you
sorry
like them
about that
apples, eh?
there.
How'd you like them apples, eh?
And didn't mean to lop off your arm there, eh?
I'm gonna have to ask you to leave there."
It'd be a damn shame if something happened to you. Hey. Oh, Tex, what did I do to deserve that?
Oh, I hate it. Tex, please.
Hey, Bulk, did you hear about the time that the player walked in on 2 creepers?
I wonder.
He was destroyed.
You cannot time out a moderator unless you're the owner of the channel. Well, now I know.
Oh, Christ, Tex.
Uh,
Who gave him this book?
I need to call. Is Goat in the house? I need to help him. He needs to help me stop this.
Mike's not asleep. Mike doesn't sleep. We could ask him. I
Well,
mean,
he
at
said
this.
Mike's not there. I figured
Oh,
Mike was
God.
off.
Mike's.
Figured Mike was off holding people up for, I don't know, hot dogs.
I mean, that's entirely possible. He's like, hey, where's my Hebrew Nationals? I'm assuming that Mike has actually, like taste in
Yeah.
hot dogs and not just like,
Yeah.
give me the cheapest Aldi shit you can, which is entirely possible. Oh, night, Somber. Now,
Oh no! Now there's two of them.
who's throwing pennies at me?
Tex just keeps doing it.
I'm gonna try to
I have a
do some.
feeling he's got like 5,000 more pennies laying around.
I have no doubt that he has put something into this just for the purposes of doing exactly that.
Waylink Goats music to WPBL 76 and play it in the background. Well, I did do that once.
We had music earlier. Um, it just kind of ran out, and I didn't restart it.
Yep.
Let's see. Let's see if I can't, in the few minutes that we've got left before it gets to be time for us to sign off. I've got a little bit left to do here. I think I can manage it in 2 minutes. What do you think, Bulk?
Speed paint time. Crunch it.
Let's get them red eyes right in the middle of that
The no
purple.
swearing sock has him covered for years.
Okay, red. Red for lasers. Lasers are red, guys. Somebody mark this down. I don't care what size they are. They're red.
Oh, bruh.
Okay. All right. Now this is what we call a pro gamer. Actually, I can't do this. I've got to put a wash over this. Like, it's going to drive me nuts if I don't get that skull right.
All right, that one's actually kind of good.
I didn't
Very
see it.
Capella, it's nowhere near as offensive as the Minecraft goats or jokes goats. But I'm having a strong. Three Capellans walk into a bar. The bartender asks, "Are you together?" The Capellans together say yes. And the bartender asks why. They travel together. The first says, "I'm a writer." The second says, "I'm a reader." The third takes a drag on a cigarette and says, "I keep an eye on those intellectuals."
Yeah, that's about right. That's about right. I mean, I'm pretty sure if you made the same joke about Free Worlds League Boys, then they would all say, no, fuck that guy. And then the moment that anyone else said anything, all three of them would get together and kick the shit out of them. But
I don't know, man. Purple crows.
we don't have to make sense. We're very clannish that way.
Knock, knock. Who's there? Trick question. Locked doors are illegal. Speaking of which, I better unlock the door because friend's going to be on his way. Yeah.
Okay, okay. I'm happy with the skull. Here's the next thing that's going to happen. And it's 11, so like I'm supposed to be done now, but I don't think anyone's following me. So I'm going to do this real quick. I'm going to take red paint. This is what we call a pro gamer move. This is not what we call a pro gamer move. And we get some very bright red paint, such as this from Pro Acryl, because if Pro Acryl sees this and decides, hey, that guy's a good spokesman, I want to give the BPL money for this, I'm not going to tell him no. Diggs might tell him no, but that's not my business. Okay, so here's what we do. We have brush loaded with red paint. We have mini, and we do this. We go, oh no, are you not doing it? Do I not have enough paint on you? Do we need to get more paint? There we go. That's doing it.
Ah.
Yeah. Scramble smash scorpion. Should probably move you out from
my
behind.
tank pilots. What paint tastes the best?
What?
Crayola.
I'm sorry, are you a Marine? Okay, there we go. There we go.
Oh man, it looks like you launched a. It looks like somebody's loaded the AC-20 with Capellans.
Okay, there we go. Who's happy with that? I'm pretty happy with that.
Oh damn! Confused with 5,000 bits.
Whoa!
Damn,
Man,
dude.
Jeff's gonna like that shit. Thanks.
Yep.
Okay.
Thank you much, man.
And guys,
Logic is for those.
guys, with that, this is where we've gotten tonight. We're not quite done with the king crab, but we've gotten to a good stopping place on both of them. I'm happy with where we've ended up with the Atlas, and I'll probably add these to the opening rotation. So, thank you so much, guys. Scrumble smashed the hell out of this stream. You guys were great. Thank you for all of your input. And, Bulk, I don't know about you. I felt like this went pretty well.
You guys want to make a mech out of spent bullets? That sounds like fun. Yeah, it was fun.
Oh, wait.
Almost as much fun as the prospect of making a bullet mech.
Guys, hopefully I'm going to see you again next week. I enjoyed the hell out of this. And y'all have a good night, and let's do it again. Now, like I said earlier, unfortunately, I don't have a snazzy outro like Bowser did earlier, but things have been great, and y'all have a good night. And one more time, I don't know if you can like applaud on Twitch or anything like that, but I feel like we all owe our good friend Bulk here a round of applause for sitting in with us and helping us out. So thanks everybody. Thank you, Bulk. Thank you everyone that watched tonight, and I guess I'll see you next week, assuming that I can keep the slot open. Y'all have a good night. Later on.
Take care.